Comparison is inevitable. No matter how hard you try not to, you will compare yourself to others. You will always seem to look left and right, no matter how hard you try to stay focused on the forward. So with this episode, I plan on talking about why comparison is bad, and then I want to give you tools how to turn the bad comparison into actually good comparison. And it will, in turn, will make you happier and make you a better you. So the bad. Jealousy is often the accomplice of comparison. Jealousy is comprised of lack in information and ignorance. It obscures your vision. It demands that you blind yourself from the fullness of another person's life. You see only what they choose to show you. You only see their successes and joys and peaks. However, with those, I guarantee that they have a lot more failure, pain, and balance. A common example is Instagram. In Instagram, you only see people what they want to show you, right? You only see the videos, the 30-second clips of them working out or modeling, but you don't see all the pain, the blood, the sweat, the tears that went into making their body look like that, or all the training and the time it took to look like that. So just whenever you are comparing yourself, don't just think about what they show you. You also have to look at what they don't show you, because that also comes along with it, right? And this is a good human example. A man named Scott Crabtree, he had dutifully climbed the corporate ladder at his company. He was earning incremental raises, and it was fine with him, and he was growing up the company, doing great. Until a just out of college kid was hired and immediately began earning almost the exact same salary as him. A figure that had taken Crabtree decades to earn. So what he's saying is it took him a long time, a lot of years to earn what he's earning, and someone out of college came and earned almost what he's earning. He was comparing himself to that, man. I just kept thinking like, man, it took me years to do this, and this kid come out of college doing this. It made him so unhappy that he soon left the company, where he'd been happily working for many years. So I want you guys to think about that. This guy has been working at this company, who knows what company, but it says happily. So he was having a great time working at this company, working there for decades, earning probably a good amount of money. And then he looks over his shoulder and sees this just out of college kid earning almost as what he's earning, and he quits. He gives up. He's upset because he compares. But he doesn't understand that kid, there's also a lot of other factors that go in. He's only seeing what the kid chooses to show him, which is the earning of his salary. So he goes from being happy at this company to hating it because of one thing, comparing himself to another person. So those are the bad. Just jealousy. You don't really see what other people, you only see what they choose to show you. But the good. This is how I want you guys to really focus on this, because everyone kind of knows comparison's bad, but I want you to focus on this. This is the good. So there's a study by a New York University psychologist named Gavin Kilduff. He found that people tend to perform better when their rivals are present, as compared to their performance against random strangers. So comparison can be good, because if you're running a race, say, or in a sales job or whatever it is, and you have a rival, you will actually tend to perform better. So that's good. That's good. So comparison, whenever it comes to performance, is good, right? More specifically, he analyzed the race results of a local running club and found that people tended to run faster if their rival was also racing that day. Multiple rivals meant the runner sped through the course even faster. So what he's saying is, more rivals, the faster you go. More other salesmen you're fighting against, the more sales you do. So see, but I want to make this clear. Is they're not those I guarantee in this study that those other runners were comparing themselves. They just knew that someone was chasing them, so they just kept pushing themselves. They're not comparing because they're not jealous of what the other runners have. They just know that they're there and they want to do better and they want to beat them, right? So it's not comparing almost really. It's not really comparing, it's just knowing that your rivals are present. And I want you guys to think about this. Like I said, I like to keep things pretty short, but think about this. There was a study that showed that silver medalists tend to be miserable because they're comparing themselves to gold medalists. However, bronze medalists are comparing their outcome to those who came in fourth and beyond. And so they tend to be more pleased with themselves than the silver medalists, even though the silver winners technically beat them. So I want you to think about that. In the Olympics, you got gold, silver, and bronze. 1, 2, 3. What this is saying is people who get second are less happy than people that get third. It's crazy. I mean, I'm lost for words, because if you get second place in the Olympics, which is the highest stage, is like a really good thing. But someone who's getting third is actually more happier, just because the person in third is comparing to people below them who they beat, but the person in second is comparing to the person they lost to and are upset because they couldn't win. They couldn't get first, right? So it's just crazy to think about that. Like, someone who gets in third is more happy than someone who gets in second, all because of who they perceive that they're comparing themselves to. So I have a few truths for this. Okay, I want you guys, these are truths I believe to be true. Number 1, seek favorable comparisons if you want to feel happier, and seek unfavorable comparisons if you want to push yourself harder. You may not be able to quit your social comparison habit, but you can learn to make it work for you. So what this is saying is, if you want to feel happy, compare yourself as like if you're bronze, people below you, you'll feel happy. If you want to be more motivated, seek someone who is maybe a little above you, and don't be jealous, just compare yourself to them. That'll push you to do better in your given field. Okay? Number 2, think of this when comparing. There's nothing noble in being superior to your fellow man. True nobility is being superior to your former self. If you do end up comparing yourself to someone and you're feeling bad, switch it up to compare to your former self. If you're moving in the right direction, then you will see that where you are today is far better than where you were yesterday, and that will give you joy. So if you are moving in the right direction towards a better you, then if anytime you compare yourself to someone, you feel upset, switch that up and compare to your old former self, and I guarantee that you'll feel more joyful. And then number 3, learn to love yourself on your own terms. Who you are, how you look, and what gifts you have, because you are the only you have. What that means is, man, God places everyone on this earth is different. Everyone's unique. So there's no reason to compare yourself, because you don't know what all the underlying things that going on with someone else's life. Just because they're at the top right now, you don't know what they've been through. Man, you might think that you want their life, but you really probably don't, because it might be a lot harder than you think it is. Like I said, you only see what they choose to show you. So here, I'm closing it up. So remember that when you feel yourself with the urge to compare to another person, try to notice the outcome first. If you know you will feel upset or less joyful, then shift your mind to compare to an older version of you that was less successful and less happy. If you know you'll feel more motivated, then do it. But be alert, because that once your mind shifts from motivation to jealousy, then quit comparing as soon as possible. So if you know that, just think of the outcome before you compare yourself to someone. If you know what it is going to be, then that will help you be more joyful rather than less joyful.